Welcome to the R&R podcast, where we bring you Reese's and racism. Obviously, it's me rolling here. I have Chavez leg hair.
I'm chewing on chips.
He's chewing on chips right now. And we always in the company of the great Trey T.P. Patterson.
The great.
It's rocking a casual Friday shirt right now.
Exactly.
It's
so beastly.
I'm a rebel.
But so I know we got the air stuff out in the room right now. We know we've been gone for a while. We had some stuff to take care of. Artistic differences, flooding, travel, stuff like that. We've been bullshitting. Madden season. Everybody knows about that. So
masturbation.
We've been slacking. So we're definitely sorry on that. But we're gonna get back to the grind. So we're gonna get right into it. Of course. And this time we're not going to really do much on video game aspects. I want to do it, switch it up, and focus on the anime aspect of the anime community. So for our first topic, I was thinking, I'm over here, I'm watching, Crunchyroll and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, why are there a lot of live action shows? What's going on here? So first question is, do y'all guys think that Crunchyroll is branching out too much and having live action shows on an anime streaming site? Or maybe I'm the only one that's getting grumpy about this matter. Start it off, Chavez. I'll let you go. You got stuff to say.
Still chewing. All right, check it out. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. This is how I feel. Crunchyroll, you were created so I wouldn't steal. That I didn't illegally steal from Kiss Anime and, some of the other
Anime Network,
Anime Network, and what's some Analinks.
Oh, Analinks is really good. I love that one.
And Dub Happy and all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
So don't make me steal again.
I kick those habits.
Once a pirate in the fucking field of video games and anime and all that other shit, always won. We just got old enough so we could afford this shit. So do me a favor. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not pissed. I'm okay. Netflix makes their own content and stuff like that, but I don't need Korean dramas. I don't need little dramas or whatever. Excuse me, give me something. Make another site for that.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, if anything, make a sub site or something that you can sister site. I didn't when I paid for my Funimation, I paid because, as you said, I went on the sites of it is to get my anime. You are the most convenient way for me to get my anime without me having to click two dogs and a black tee. Or click the street sign,
or be stressed out
trying to figure this out.
Is it still buffering?
So it's just something where it's for example, I've come across something that was a football player that's in the anime. I'm like, all right, but this ain't anime. Y'all are sitting here wasting money on this content that I don't give two craps about. If anything, go get the licenses for, I don't know, whatever anime that Hulu got that y'all can't have. I don't. I was just saying, it's just something where it's I can't think of one on the mind, but it's just something annoying because it's I don't really care too much about the live action stuff. And I mean, it's cool that that's what you want to do. I can see what you're trying to do, but it just starts to make me worry about it because now when you start making your own content, that means you're using money that we gave to you, obviously paid for on certain other things, and that leads to price hikes. I'm a little bit shook because I'm you're giving me content I really don't care about, mixed in with the content I do care about, and you might go up in price because we see that happen with Netflix. Mm-hmm. I don't want that to happen, and I will totally get my eye patch, get my one leg. I'll cut my leg off and some shit, and maybe I'm back to that pirated system
with the hook, baby.
Exactly. But all right, Trey, what you feel about it?
No, I agree. I think Netflix started the whole thing of, hey, try to branch out and do your own thing or try to add more and stuff like that. And I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to reach a bigger audience. But honestly, I think about it like a tea, right? If you have your niche, our audience where, they like anime, they like what you're doing and stuff like that, you just need to continue down
Your ecosystem.
You just need to continue down that path and cater to them, not spread along the T and try to cover everything. Because when you cover everything, you thin yourself out.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you keep down, then you could dig deeper, and then, you know, like you can, instead of putting your money towards this, you can focus on getting the licenses to more and more anime. Things that your core base fans will be happy with. I mean, we've seen this with Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, they had, you know, cartoons 24/7. That was their motto.
Yep.
But then they started to switch that up, and you started to see weird shows
seeing
like
real people on fucking Cartoon Network is the worst.
It was the worst, exactly.
The
like
worst.
I saw something like Jimmy Eats World or some crap, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
You mean the band?
Or I seen,
Yeah.
or I seen these 4 fucking like weirdo kids. They were like teenagers. They were like basically adults, but they're playing like teenagers. There was some, what can you do that's wacky? My nigga, I don't care about your life. Like I got,
What can you do that's wacky?
I like Courage the Cowardly Dog. His eyes pop out of his head. He yells. His teeth is ugly. I expect
That nigga
that,
got a whole hole in there, got a whole cavity,
You know
and
what
never
I'm
got
saying?
fixed.
Yeah, I can understand it from the get. You know, we knew that you were like a split network, kind of
Turner's
like
the man.
Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had a split network where they showed us like, you know, they had your teen segments where it was like Drake and Josh and stuff like that. Like we knew that from the get, because you always had that.
Yeah.
You know, you always had, you know, like Are You Afraid of the Dark? You know, a lot of live action things, but with like things that like Cartoon Network or Crunchyroll, like we know you for one thing, and you should stay in that.
Yeah, like
know?
I mean, if you're gonna branch out, like we said, do sister sites.
Exactly.
Do a brother site, whatever you want to call it, and the
Or
thing is,
just
like,
another segment. I mean, like, you know how Netflix has it, where's the kid section?
Mhm.
There should. That's it.
Yeah,
That, like, just copy that.
Because
Like,
when I seen that, I know what you're talking about. When you see like the football player, like it's like you're reaching out in a way. You're like, oh, I want you guys to know that, you know, there we can relate this to something. It's like nobody who watches football is hopping on Crunchyroll to go, oh man, that football player I like watches it too.
unless
Like,
you're a fan of that team.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. It ain't
Like,
the
you're
Eagles.
Yeah, you
So, it ain't the Eagles, so I don't
like,
care.
You're not going out of your way to do that. Like I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking. When I turn on Crunchyroll, I'm not looking to relate to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm turning on Crunchyroll because I already know what I fuck with. I already know what I paid for, and my commitment's already there. So give me my Boruto, give me my motherfucking Megalobox, give me my other shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, really cool. I didn't finish. I didn't finish.
Oh, I did.
like
I love the ending. I love the ending music.
Oh, well, it's just that's it. Like it's only those episodes.
It's
that
only
they
those
give?
episodes. Only 13, bro. I'm sorry. It was a remake of like an original
It
old
reminds
one
me.
back
It
in the
just
day.
reminds me
really.
so much of Samurai Champloo. I like that.
Because they refined it. They were like, all right, let's give it this new age grit, this new age look. But they were like, no, let's grit it back to how it was back when we were growing up in the 90s. And then they refined it. They refined a gritty version.
So it was a 90. So it's like basically taking Berserk and then like putting it.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, so they like I said, they basically had it where it was like they will upgrade it to where it looks like modern. And then they were like, no, let's give it that old Cowboy Bebop feel. But then they reverted back with the same thing. And, I mean, with the concept. But they were like, yo, let's refine that old style.
That's what they're doing with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yo,
Like,
this new
that
season,
was a really
everybody's
old.
fucking hype
Yeah,
about. Everybody's hype about it. I don't even want to finish where I'm at.
I'm committing sins on my JoJo Bizarre Adventure. I'm only on the second season.
I'm on the third. I just.
Yeah, it
I'm gonna be honest with you. The third season, like the first part, is dry as fuck. I just want to get the part 2 already. That's where I'm at right now. The third, Diamonds.
What are you talking about? Are you
The
talking
third
about you want to
season.
get to the 4th season, or are you talking about your part 2 of the
Part
third
2
season?
of the third season. I just want to get.
Yeah,
part 2
well,
of
the
it.
beginning, you know, it's a lot of traveling
because they're traveling and it's just like a bunch of bullshit. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and he's like, "Oh no, I'm strong." And
We're
like,
spoiler free here right now, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we're not gonna ruin things that y'all gonna be mad about.
It's just like the typical like
generic.
like, oh, that's the main character. He never has problems. Like that's the whole thing. Like his mic went limp.
But my mic has impotence.
If he was somebody else you know has mesothelioma. But yeah, that's.
I mean, it's something about, you know, it going from the old style into the new age, and then kind of sort of like it's kind of putting on that new age coat. You know, that I think that some of these things.
I think we can all be familiarized with that because like when we was growing up, I mean, you go like look at Trigun and that Cowboy Bebop time. Like there's something about those old the golden age, I guess you would consider it like that. Golden
It definitely was the fucking Renaissance.
Yeah,
I feel like things were more hand drawn too. Like
yeah,
the animation was a lot different.
It felt really good. Like I'm even watching some of this stuff now. Like it feels good to see Fully Cooley alternative. I wanted to say that because we're talking about anime right now. This isn't to talk about it or put any spoilers out there about it. It's just the newer animes, and I'm saying that about this. That's the reason I brought this up. They're doing like this whole like animation thing inside of the hand drawn stuff, which I know a lot of people are kind of annoyed with. But it works for that because it is robots and shit. Yeah. But it also still has that old feel with the pillows playing the music, and like you just don't see that anymore. Everything nowadays is like super like fan service, and I'm not saying I'm about fan service like boobies like an ecchi or whatever, but like
when I think of fan service, I'm thinking of that.
I'm thinking about like, oh well, yes, that's my favorite type of fan service. But I'm talking about fan service of I go on a blog, I tell you I'm bitching about it, and then you guys basically give me what I want. That's what a lot of animes I was seeing were doing.
Getting real annoyed with that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
stop
it's like,
fucking
it's like,
stop, make anime great again.
Yeah, like whatever your original intentions was, don't care about what the fans want. Like,
don't make live action versions of it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This ain't really a Crunchyroll. That's not really Crunchyroll's fault. I'm starting to see a lot of Netflix ruining.
They're doing it.
Netflix about to make me fucking mad.
Are we saving that for next week? Or are we talking about it now? Because we can.
We could chime in a bit.
A little bit, and then
we won't go too much into
that. No, because if we start, we're going down the rabbit hole. I'm letting you
know. Yeah, we'll save it for.
All right, we'll save it. All right.
Next time.
Next time
on Podcast Z. Will Roland and Chavez and Trey finally reach their pissed off moment?
Rage!
No live action!
That's the guy. Don't worry, your live action My Hero any minute now.
Oh my God, no!
It's called X-Men, nigga.
Midoriya.
Fuck you, Cyclops. Listen here, bub.
Yo, hold up.
Wolverine as a quirk.
Can I say this though? Can I say one thing about the X-Men cartoon or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That show had the strongest vocabulary I have ever heard. If you go back, and anybody can look this up right the fuck now, okay? Go back to when Apocalypse showed up, all right? If you go back, that motherfucker used words that you only seen in SATs. I've never heard some of the words.
SAT. Like, that nigga got the perfect score.
Yo, that motherfucker, I've never heard anybody say some stuff. He was just like, oh, what was one of like he would say to them, like, he was like, you know, I'm really tired of your in-and-mote manifestants. I was like, whoa, hey, yo, nigga, what are you saying? Like,
write it down, Patrick, write it down.
Nigga, like, I just
They were trying to educate the youth, man.
Nigga, how you educate the youth if we ain't know what you talking about in the beginning? Like, he just showed up and was using, the biggest vocabulary. Look it up, go on YouTube.
They should have did a crossover with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they be explaining every damn thing.
But we
nigga, only thing I got from Yu-Gi-Oh! Was Bubble Man, bro. That nigga was the most useless card, but that nigga always somehow made it work. This nigga had 1,100 attack and like 900 defense, but that nigga would take out niggas that 4,500 and fucking wipe out life points. I'm like, hold up.
As a youth, the best conversations came from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm gonna tell you now because of how it came down. Like, the best conversation came from it'd be just like this. It was simple, but it got to the fucking point. So now I'm about to use this card. Haha, not so fast, Kaiba. I have this trap card. What? This trap card lets me make I don't know, like take over your fucking monster and bring it on my side. That's not true.
You mean mind control?
Yes, mind control. That is
I think mind control.
I use mind control.
That shit was stupid. They only use it for like one turn. You gotta use that shit and sacrifice a monster or some shit.
Then a brain shows up and some hands taken. He'd be like this, and then the guy's like, and let's not forget about the conversations in the head. I know if I play this card, he's just going to use mind control on me again. I'll tell you what, Yugi, you got me this time, but I'm saving Mokuba. And we're all like, yeah, nigga.
You gonna say Mokuba?
Like, it was.
Remember that nigga almost tried to kill himself? Like, he was confused because he's like, you beat me, I'm going to kill myself.
But I'm going to say this.
The blast from the attack is going to knock me off the cliff.
Wasn't it something like that where he was like on the cliff and he's like, if you beat me, I'm going to die. Like, dog, really?
But I'm going to say this. But I'm going to say this. That's why I was a Kaiba kid, because
I would have called
my nigga, fucking, as you said, he's a fucking go-getter. That's called the ultimate finesse. He said, listen, do you want blood on your hands, Yugi? And Yugi was like,
I ain't gonna front. That nigga would be, I'll be like, hey man, listen, I hope you got parachute.
No, Yami,
I would've been-
the
look.
Pharaoh was going to do it. Young Yugi said, "Listen, we can't do that." He was like, "I live in this puzzle next to you, you little bitch." All right, fine. And then,
Jeez.
and fucking Yugi sat there crying for the next 8 episodes.
Look, how you gonna be king of games and people got to give you pity star chips just so you can get in the finals?
Right. King of Games was killing niggas. I just want everybody to know that. King of Games was a fucking goon.
So wait, back to this question though. How come? I mean, with live action, how come they didn't make like a? Did they make a Yu-Gi-Oh live action?
No,
Not yet. Not yet. They recently came out with a Bleach, but that wasn't Crunchyroll. That was Netflix.
That was Netflix.
But that's the latest live
That
action
Bleach
or
shit
live
was
action
so
show.
nasty.
All right, so here's the thing about that. Like, I know it's gonna be bad, but I want to just see the graphics. Like, I'm going in there with the mind of this movie is gonna be shit, but I really want to just see the graphics.
Can I-
see the transition.
can-
The transition of the hollows. Like, I want to see the
That'd
hollows.
be cool.
Like, that's the only thing I'm
watch
looking forward to. Like, the monsters' construction and how they got them. You know, maybe the moves they might do or something like that. But I know the acting ain't gonna be good. Like, I know.
But with live action, I'm gonna honestly say, like, and we can take this back to, like, some other stuff, like, some other live action ones. But, like, even with the graphics, like, you would think, a live action Death Note wouldn't be bad, right?
Oh, no, I knew.
But, like, it was like, because, like, it was like, the whole thing was basically suspense. It was suspense, conversation, and then going through with some shit. You know what I mean? The only thing that you had to animate, for real, was Ryu. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was still bad.
No, dude, did you not read the synopsis? Light Turner. As soon as I seen the words Light Turner, I immediately turned to the motherfucking section. I was like,
not Light Yagami, Light Turner.
Light Turner's
brother.
Light Turner got a burner.
Kind of like Ike Turner.
He lived by walking.
Ike and Tina Turner.
That's Timmy Turner's cousin, Light.
Yo,
Light Turner.
like I said, I seen
And
that.
his fairly
I
odd
was
parent
like,
is a
nope.
Shinigami.
I was like, nope.
Wait, but to spin this question, do you guys think that there's any anime, like if you can name one anime that would work in live action?
Oh, I do have one, but you guys wouldn't believe it.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
You wouldn't believe it. All right.
Go ahead, say it so I can just immediately shoot it down.
No, you can, but I've seen it already. It exists.
Okay, then wait, then no.
I mean, it technically exists, but
How the fuck does it technically? You either exist or you don't.
well, it doesn't exist here. All right.
What the fuck? At Universe 7?
No, in Japan.
It's like-
We are Universe 7. You know this. All right. So, it is. It
Omicron Persei.
It was actually a Dragon Ball, a Dragon Ball live action that
Are you
I
talking
had
about
seen.
Journey to the West?
Nah.
Because that's
No,
what
you're not
it's
talking about.
based
You're not
off
talking about there.
That's what
Yeah, I know you're
it's
talking
I
about.
know what you're
Not the
talking
folk
about,
tale. I know you're talking
No.
about.
So it has Piccolo in it. All right. Now everything is like picture like how the Ninja Turtles was in the 90s, like the early Ninja Turtles or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how they did with the Piccolo or whatever. This is a Japanese movie. Now the only thing that was corny about it was that Goku didn't use the staff to fly across anything. He didn't even use the extend pole. He flew up a fucking tree. He like the extend pole. You know, he does like the extend pole. And he like jumps or whatever.
Yeah.
He did that, but went up a tree and he put his fingers up. He was like, yeah, and he went up the thing. It was very old Japanese like movie.
He said,
Yeah, and he went up, and I was like, yo, this shit trash, right? But I started watching it, and he was really getting that shit in. So I was watching
Wait,
it.
you said this was a long time ago.
This was
So
a long
would you
time
say
ago.
that? So wouldn't you say that your taste would be a little bit like biased?
I
With
still
the
like
nostal-
Spawn.
Like you would
I
have
still,
the
I
nostalgia
still like
glasses
Spawn
on?
and it's trash.
interesting.
I still
that's
like,
what I'm saying,
Getting
like-
feisty.
I feel you. I agree. But I would say this: I still like Spawn. I know it's trash, but the beauty behind it was yes, it was the time that it came out. The time that this movie came out, it was 2001, 2000. Well, at least when I seen it, I was at a Comic-Con convention. And this is like back when you would get something, like the internet didn't spoil nothing for you. Like if you found something from Japan, that was really from Japan and you got to enjoy it and nobody else had it.
Yeah.
And we were going to buy the movie, but it cost $60. It was VHS tape. I bought GT instead. I got the last episodes where the Soul Cycle was out instead. That was cool to me. But yeah, the motherfucker flew up a fucking tree. Like, he flew up a tree with his fingers hanging out, and then sticking up, and then he came down, fucking Piccolo was there, and he looked like fucking Bowser from Super Mario, remember the live action Super Mario movie? Like, remember how ugly Bowser was? He was ugly too. The Piccolo was ugly. But
Well, of course,
they was getting that shit in. Like,
Piccolo
the
ain't here
fighting,
slaying.
the fighting in that shit was dope.
Slay,
So,
Piccolo, slay.
it was
Like-
but it only reason it worked was because it knew it had cheesy elements, but it wasn't trying to like be so fucking serious. Like it was Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball
Well,
not even Dragon Ball's not even that serious.
Well, no, not even fucking Death Note was. I mean, Death Note anime was serious, but the live action wasn't even that serious.
Well, you
Like-
didn't take it seriously because it couldn't match the fucking anime.
Like they just like if anything, fucking and this is just a gripe about it. Like the like Light Turner was a bitch. He was a bitch nigga. But like Mia, that should have been fucking Light. Like Mia was like, nigga, I'm body. I'm dropping niggas. Everybody dying. This is where the call's at. I'm
Mia
like,
freak.
I was like, nasty ass. You raggedy bitch.
So what would you say would be your pick?
What?
If there was one anime that you think that could be done
Ooh, man, that's a toughie.
live action.
I would say
Don't say
Fullmetal
Fullmetal.
Alchemist,
I'm
but we
about to
seen what
say-
happened there. And I can't say Veroni because you
Hey,
see what I
brother.
was like, no. You know what? Actually, I would like to see a fucking Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, I was just
I
about
was
to
about to
say
say,
that
I would like to
shit.
see a Cowboy Bebop live action,
I
man.
fuck with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could.
I would
I
like
can
to
see
see that because I mean they
You
already
can't-
got Guardians of the Galaxy. What's the fuck's the difference?
Or Samurai
I feel like
Champloo.
the things.
Oh, that'd be really
Yep.
fucking.
That would actually
I
be
feel
good.
like the things that are too sci-fi or too like mythical.
You just
Those are
shouldn't
things
do.
they
You
you
shouldn't
can't.
do.
So like something I was thinking of, and Roland, you're gonna kill me for this.
I'm gonna say another.
No. Well,
No, actually, they're not.
they
Another
do.
actually is. They actually
I
have
was
live
thinking
action.
like
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I just couldn't find
I
it.
was about to say.
But
Final
it's really
Destination.
hard to find a movie called Another, or say another movie in a search engine because then they'd be like, "You mean another movie? What another movie you
Yep.
talking about?" Like,
I have a bunch of another of these.
so it's a pain in the ass. But I wanted to watch that though. I'm gonna get around to it.
I was thinking of Case Closed. I don't think that's too hard to do.
That can't be a movie though.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be
like,
honest
no,
with you.
actually, no, it can. It can if it's
I'm
a one
thinking,
case
like,
thing. Yeah, it
you know,
can.
like you just do one case, it'd be like a mystery movie or something like that.
Yeah,
Figuring it out.
see, for me, I like Case Closed, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Case Closed got away with a lot of dumb shit that we just kind of let happen. Like,
I mean, the
like,
main dumb shit I can already talk about is how a
Yeah.
kid is on a crime scene next to
Well-
a dead body touching it all the time. Like that's. I think that's like the main.
I'm saying,
but-
all right, but like case, whatever the case is aside, but there's been a lot of good twist and turn movies with finding out who's the culprit that've been really good in recent years.
oh yeah,
All
big
you
time.
do is you just put the case closed like coat over it,
Mhm.
and then there you go.
But I feel you. But the only thing is that you would also, because we're fans of it, from knowing what it came from and all that, you have to add in the things that make us fans. Like for instance, the little dart gun thing that he does, and then talking into
That's
the
easy.
fucking thing.
I feel like that's
No,
so easy.
no,
to
it
do.
is easy. It is easy. But I'm gonna say this much: if you look at it in the anime, right, we let it go because it's an anime. In real life, if Roland is sitting
Nigga,
right here,
James
with his head down,
Bond.
yeah,
He's-
James Bond from what year? Because
James
It doesn't matter.
Dean.
James,
Like,
it's the same thing.
Yes,
Roland.
yes.
All right,
You gotta
Roland.
think about time. You gotta think about time. And look, if Roland is
Oh.
sitting in front of us, just hear my example. Hear my example.
Okay.
If Roland has his head down, because that's what it looks like. He has his head down,
It would
and you
be-
walk into a room and you see him at the couch, and I'm sitting there,
Behind the couch,
and I'm like, yes. So I'm about to do X, Y, Z, and da 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 da. And you're like, yeah, that's Roland talking to me.
James Bond would do that all the
In
time.
what year?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yes,
James
it
Bond.
does.
No, it doesn't. Casino Royale. Let's just talk
He didn't
about
do
it.
that.
Yes, he did.
He said, "Let's
He would
talk
be
about it."
on. He would be on the floor doing the shit, talking in his watch. It's the same stuff.
Is he acting like it's another person?
No, he's just talking in his watch.
Yes, of course. Anybody can talk into their watch.
I'm
But
just
I'm saying, can we make a dead body in real life, or somebody that's knocked the fuck out, look like they're having conversation with you while their head's down?
You didn't say that though. You said
But
that.
that's what I'm talking. That was my example. I said if Roland's sitting here with his head down and I'm behind the couch acting like I'm talking to him, you're gonna be suspicious. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? In the anime, we let it go because it's an anime. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
but I feel like you're going a little too deep into it. I feel like there's
that's
technology
a
and
key-
things
but that-
nowadays where they can make it work.
They can make it work, I guess. Yeah, maybe, but then it's gonna look gimmicky. Like, think about it. Like, because then if we make it to where he can like kind of make their mouth move, but like whatever.
So, there's also points where Conan wouldn't just do it where he would dart the main dude and do it that way. There's also been a lot of workarounds where it wasn't that way, or he would lead
yeah.
the bigger sister to find it out.
But no, I feel that. But like, as a fan, because we already know what we're going to go see. You know what I mean? We're going to see a case closed movie. You know what I'm saying? We're
I
going
feel
to
like that's one element, one
no,
factor.
that's a major key. That's a major
Yo,
key.
he's really trying to break
That's
it down.
No, that's a
Yo,
major key. I'm just
He's really
saying.
trying to break it down because his Dragon Ball movie with his hands up, climbing up the
I said
tree.
I said it was
Sound like some bullshit.
No, it's a real thing, but it's
Yo,
funny. though.
how you gonna pick my shit apart when your nigga couldn't climb? He's climbing up the tree. Nigga had the nostalgic. I'm just saying, like what I think could become something.
No, I agree. I think it's dope.
That wasn't already done because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's called Sherlock Holmes.
I'm pretty sure Lupin.
I mean,
the Third
literally
was
Sherlock.
done.
It's just Sherlock
Exactly.
Holmes essentially, but I mean, with the the aspect of knocking niggas the fuck out,
But that's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. I feel like that could be
Yeah.
logical.
But I don't want
logical.
logical, nigga. I want Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well, that's
saying.
true.
Like you get Guardians. If you can make Guardians of the Galaxy,
Okay.
you can make
All
Cowboy
right, Chavez.
Bebop.
If you want to bring this up about like technology, the technology in Cowboy Bebop to be realistic, same thing. So I'm just saying, if you want to put that spin on me and you let Roland get away with that, it's all about technology and making things work.
I think you're missing my point. I'm saying I hear you about technology. Yes, in technology we can do certain things, right? But I'm saying it's in real life. There's certain things that like when we play a video game, there's certain things that we let our brain bypass. You know what I mean? We watch certain movies, we watch anime, certain things we let our brain bypass. When you put realism in it, it changes. Like it's like putting money in something that's fun. It's like kind of changes the element a little bit. Like it makes you more serious about it. So like for instance, if this person I'm not saying it can't work. I do believe it can work. That's not what it is. It's just there's certain key things because we are
But it doesn't mean.
of the anime.
But because we're saying it's live action,
But
doesn't mean it needs to be 100% real.
Well, no, not real. I'm saying there's certain things we're gonna want to go. Yeah, there's certain things we're gonna see that's gonna make it authentic, like him doing the dart thing and
no, I think what he's trying to say. Well, I mean, I think what he's trying to say is like, so
it's just hard for
it's like certain aspects of the anime will have to carry over because if it don't carry over, we're gonna get Dragon Ball Evolution.
But what I'm saying is
yes.
And I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that we're going in with the mindset that this is live action.
Yeah, yeah. Of
so
course.
Look
at Mortal Kombat live action.
All right, but I'm just still saying
that shit was hot though.
Look.
Yes.
We're going in with the mindset that it's live action, but we also know that it's an anime adaptation, so we wouldn't hold it to the same standards. The same way that we go with a lot of the superhero movies, we don't say, "Oh, it doesn't make sense that Spider-Man can do this." We never do this. No, it's the same exact realm.
Well, may I say this though? So. Yes, we don't do that in certain aspects, but there are certain things. If Spider-Man doesn't do certain things that you know are key points, it's not a Spider-Man movie to you anymore. Like, for instance, great example, hold on. It's like going to go see Transformers and nobody transforms. You're going to be like, why is everybody not transforming? You went there because you wanted to see cars transform, right? Because you're a fan of the cartoon. But hold on. I got
something to your point.
They got some rev up right now. Spicy like.
I got another example. Okay, when you went to go see the Dragon Ball Z movie.
But go back to your Transformers. Yeah, I'm pick this thing apart. Right?
Damn, pick it apart.
So, shit. I'm just saying one aspect, and you're saying, okay, like the guy going to sleep and stuff, they can make that work. You're making it seem like they can't make it work. But look, no.
It's
they
not
made no. Let me finish.
Ooh.
They made Transformers work, but if you think about it, they made everything move so fast that you couldn't keep up with the transforming. But they made it work. We knew that they were transforming. We may get motion sickness, like what the fuck is happening? I can't see. I can't tell what's going on. But they made it work. The same way that they can make the guy getting darted, him talking like it's coming from. But that's what I'm saying.
No, I didn't say it wasn't easy. I'm saying when you see it in real life, right? Like. For
but
instance,
I feel like you're trying to put the realistic lens on my view of this thing when it doesn't have to be there.
I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm saying that it does work. I'm just saying
Then why are we arguing?
Ooh.
Just say it.
Because we're rare and random.
Goodbye, fuck.
We argue because you light skinned. Look, you want me to say yes, Trey? Yes.
No, I don't. No. Listen, arguments are good, but I'm just trying to find out your point.
My point is this. It's
over there.
We're just talking. I'm just talking about the transfer, like just the way that we look at things when it's transferred. Like, hold on. And Dragon Ball, because you're about to say something.
No, I was about to say, and I was
about to eat the mic. God damn.
I understand, and I agree with you with the transfer.
I'm not saying they can't make it work.
Then we're at an agreement.
I didn't say I never said you were wrong. I was just saying, like,
drops mic, smack it off the table.
Like
oh shit!
So it's like one of those things. Like in the Dragon Ball Evolution, this is a spoiler if you actually want to see it. You'd be stupid if you did. And when he did the Kamehameha, he rolled his hands together.
I turned that into a dance move.
And then he was like, we all know when he goes, and he pulls it back and he's just charging his hand up. You know what I mean? He got his hand in one position and he like charges it up. And the fucking evolution thing, they did it this way because they thought it would make more sense or whatever. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain things that we're going to look for, and if
that
it doesn't,
needs to be authentic.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel authentic or it doesn't look authentic to us, like when we watch Transformers, it felt or it looked kind of authentic enough to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they can't make that work. I agree that you can make, but like the authenticness is like, hopefully we ignore the fact that, hey, like kind of like how we do with the anime. I'm saying, like, as people, hopefully we ignore the fact that there's somebody asleep. If you walked into the room and you seen somebody with their head down.
My question is, why would we be looking for that when we already know what the deal is?
No, we know what the deal is, but I'm just saying, like, it's something about when something changes from,
Trey Grumpy.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get to his point I'm just saying that.
All right. For me and you, it's going to be different. Like, talk to a person that's not like me and you, who we watch anime, we watch cartoons, we watch real things. You know what I'm saying? There's things that we let bypass. We play video games, for God's sake. Yeah. We let things bypass. If you bring this up to a person who, like, for instance, my girl is like, I can't believe this because it's a cartoon.
We were just talking about was what do we think could transfer into live action, not what do we think, what anime we could show off to the masses that will be believable to everybody else.
That's not where I was going. I was saying, even if we transferred it into that particular thing, right? Let's say we transfer it to
form of media.
That form of media is just like yes, I think it's possible, but like, do you think that even us, like, do you think we'll be like, we would buy the whole, like, I fell asleep from the dirt and you're talking from the back?
I don't think we need to buy it because we already know what's up. And if you're thinking about the implementation, my argument is James Bond because he does it all the time.
I feel you, but we all know that Ed was in a big ass suit of armor. He still looked trash when we was watching the Full Metal Alchemist movie.
But that's completely different. That's a prop. That's something that you gotta make. I'm just saying, like, something
you just said we gotta make that work.
That's completely different. You don't understand. That's a prop. That's something that you got to make. A suit of armor that you got to have walking and talking.
Wasn't he CGI? He was not suit of armor, right?
Listen, man.
All I'm saying is that with case closed, you're right. It's not that deep. It's with case closed. All you got to do is treat it like it's a James Bond thing. Hey, I'm gonna dart this dude. I'm gonna talk it to my whatchamacallit. Have a shot showing the dude slumped over in the chair and the voice coming. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just saying that we have the technology nowadays to do it.
Make it work.
I mean, in this situation, all right, man. Like, I mean, ways around it is to, like, implant the seed that this nigga's sleepy in the beginning of the movie, or if push come to shove, it is he kind of darts them prior to everyone getting there, and so that he can prop them up a certain way to make it look like they're actually not sleeping. All right, there's ways around it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, just saying,
you don't have to have it like tit for tat and toe for toe.
I fuck with it.
But anyway, I'm tired of your ass. We done this.
Square up, nigga.
I want everybody to know who's listening to this podcast. That's the first time Trey finally stopped using that fake ass business.
I'm just saying, marketing wise.
No.
About business.
Marketing is behind this too.
Speaking of fucking, all right, so on a tangent. Speaking of this, man, somebody at my job was like, "Oh, hi, Roland. So what you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm working on something real quick. I'm actually doing work over this, but like one of my friends mentioned I was on a podcast, and the nigga was like, "Oh, you do a podcast? What's your name?" Yo, I had to bullshit so this nigga can't find my podcast because like he's like a manager. Said I don't need this nigga to come out the blue, hear me say nigga and cussing people out and talk about how I'm not doing work. I don't even know that negativity in my life.
My unprofessional ass.
Exactly. I'm like, he was like, "You do a podcast?"
My unprofessional ass. I'd have been like, "Oh, show it to him." I showed up to work with a beer. Here you go, nigga.
Hey, nigga.
Enjoy this drink with me, nigga.
But no, like I wasn't with that. But no, that's on a tangent and whatnot. But no, when you talk about like I know you're talking about we talk about Cowboy Bebop, Case Closed, Boruto, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dealing with Crunchyroll, just to sum up, Crunchyroll stop making live action shows.
Yes.
Or make a sister site. But no, when it comes to the animes that we do watch, or it is for those who do know what shonens are, and for those like obviously you know about it, but these ain't for you. These are for people who don't know. So like I see a lot of fans, like a lot of newer people that come into anime start kind of trickling first into shonen type of animes.
They're the best. I don't care what nobody says.
Do we want to give a definition for the fans that don't know?
Do you have the definition right now, or do I gotta Google it?
I mean, I think we can paraphrase it.
I can paraphrase it. Yeah,
it's like a main character, usually a teen boy or a boy, an adolescent that needs to overcome.
Adolescent boy or girl who has to overcome obstacles with friendship and love and all that type of stuff. Like basically, your Pokemon's not a shonen. Naruto is Pokemon a shonen?
Yeah, it is.
Pokemon is a shonen. Pokemon,
boy just needs to overcome struggles.
Dragon Ball.
There's a lot of growth.
Anything that has growth, friendship, love, and and fighting.
Goals.
Goals. Being an adult.
What does it say?
So the actual, like, one of the definitions is it's a noun. So of course, it's a genre or genre of Japanese comics and animated films aimed primarily at a young male audience, typically characterized by action-filled plot. So initially, it's a young person. It could be male or female. A young person that basically grows from, you know, being what they were before and seeing the development of their character down the road into something else with fighting involved or with the action involved.
Believe it.
Believe
Word.
that.
And on some real shit though, you can't go wrong with a shonen, dog. Like, nah.
I mean, like,
shonens are like, we grew up on that shit, so it's a guilty pleasure.
but like, what makes it so popular though?
Yeah.
What makes it so popular?
What makes it so popular? What, in your eyes, what makes shonens so popular?
It's fucking relatable, bro. Like, you can turn on any shonen. Don't matter what it is. It's a relatable story. It's either you've been.
I too was an average 14-year-old that was
a
bulked
12-year-old ninja.
That was bulked up,
Believe
looking like I'm 6'12" with my giant ass sword. Like, relatable. Like, no.
But like for me, it was always relatable. Whether it's relatable at a point now, like you can relate. Their stories are relatable to life in general. Like, whether you're their age or not, like, you can relate to it at some point in time, or it might be something like, great example, no spoilers, of course, is Midoriya. You know what I mean? From My Hero. I'm not going to explain his full story, but just his beginning.
Y'all bitching at us.
Yeah, we don't want nobody bitching at us.
Especially Trey, because he ain't watching.
Yeah, just his beginning aspect of being somebody who has nothing and is really trying to become something and is failing in the process. Like, he's not just fucking winning and doing all this crazy stuff. This is completely spoiler free. I want to say that again.
Yeah.
I have to remind.
Emphasize.
I have to remind.
And if he starts trying to talk too much about it, we'll be like,
yeah. I have to remind. I have to keep saying this so that you know, the co-host over here isn't getting mad either. So I can see in his face.
Yeah, you can see his eyes blowing red.
He's drooling. He's starting to turn red.
Shut up.
He's but no, like an individual who wants to be something and really is going for a dream that actually seems impossible, and they're going out of their way to make themselves better. And I think anybody can relate to something like that. And that's not just that, but there's so many other stories. Like, just wanting to be able to relate to that, or knowing what it's like to go for something and not be so fucking easy. Like, there's some shonens where, like, great example, Fairy Tail, where, you know, the main character's like, he comes up with a new fucking fighting move every 2 fucking minutes. Or he's like, oh, I have a problem. Epiphany. I'm strong now. And then he wins.
Fairy Tail's still shonen though.
Yeah. Then that's what I said.
No,
okay.
Yes,
I said like Fairy Tail, where like that type of shit. And that's just like, you know what I mean? But I'm able to relate to those stories like Naruto and My Hero Academia and Pokemon at one point. You know, where I wanted to run away from home, but I couldn't. But I just wanted to run away with my dog. You know, shit like that. Like, I think that's why they're awesome, because they're relatable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you turn on shit like Attack on Titan and then, like, somebody's mom gets eaten.
That could have been my mom.
Like, that's
relatable.
Guys, I don't know if that classifies as spoiler. I mean, it's the first episode.
It's the first episode. Like,
I mean, I don't know
but
about that. We ain't ruining real big plots.
Yeah, no, trust me, that ain't shit. But yeah, like, and your mom get eaten, and you can't relate to that. You just kind of like, this is fucked up.
Unless you got a nasty dad. Like that.
I walked into the room, my mom was getting eaten.
Oh my god!
Nigga, flashback.
No.
I might have traumatically affected anybody that listens to this shit when they were a child. I am so sorry.
On some real shit though, yo, you would be real fucked up. Is if like the dad looked back, but he looked like a Titan when he cheesy. He like, he like,
he's that one Titan that's running with his arms flapping around like, woo!
I ain't your mama, nigga. Like, what if that ain't your dad?
Yeah.
And it's just some nigga that would come by, eat up with your snacks.
Oh no, not my juicy juice.
He was your step.
It's 100% juice, 100% real fun.
Or your step play dad because your mom ain't never get with him. I feel bad for y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry we hitting, you know.
That might be relatable.
Flashback, exactly. We're anime now. We're showing it. All right. Well, Trey,
what about you, man?
What's up?
I think that what makes shonen so popular is it's going off of what you said, it's the character development. Because of the journeys and the ups and downs and the the plot and the rising points and the the falling points, you can kind of sort of see the growth of
points.
You see the growth of the character a lot more, rather than I would say the opposite of shonen or shoujo, which is like an all female based one.
Shoujo's a stressful thing.
Honestly, you just taught me something new.
Shoujo.
I knew what they were. I knew the term, but I didn't. I thought they were all just like still thinking that shonens is just dudes, and I guess shoujo.
I found my first like favorite shoujo.
So shoujo, like Sailor Moon and things like that. Cool, but
we get it.
And like I remember back on WB, it would be Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, I remember.
And
5:30 in the morning.
With Dragon Ball Z, Goku always had to work to go ahead and do something. And
Sailor Moon showed that
don't
ass,
kill me for this.
Nasty.
It seemed like Sailor Moon, she always had everything that she needed. Like she was always ready to fight. Like she was always.
She was a real bitch. You can't kill her.
She was always like Goku. He had we saw the rise and the fall of Goku. So when he came back,
fell. He just rised. But
no, he fell.
He fell a couple times.
Oh, you're right.
Against Vegeta, the fight with Vegeta, where he needed Krillin and Gohan to go help.
That hurt him. That broke his pride.
Well, he lost some. Like he hit broken bones and everything. Like Vegeta was great ape, all that stuff. Like that was a fall, and then Krillin and Gohan had to jump in and stuff like that. But we would see the struggle, and at the same time, like. It just seemed like Sailor Moon, like she would have some problems and her friends would be like, hey, we right here. And they could just wipe somebody. Goku and everyone, they struggled. So I feel like with Shonen, like they really try to like hit the pride and the testosterone of like their audience. And they're just like, hey, like it's really hard, but you can overcome it. With the girls, it was just like, hey, teamwork, friendship, we can do it instantly. As with the guys, like you never really... Can anyone ever picture or know a time when Sailor Moon really got fucked up?
I have one time.
That was probably against the
only time I have is when that little pink hair little bitch showed up and stole all the fucking show.
And she was a main character.
Oh, I guess she got.
And she was a part of Sailor Moon Squad.
That's true.
If anything, if a Sailor Scout was having problems with somebody or they were losing a battle, all they did was their friends would come over, they would help them up with the power of friendship, and then they would wipe the enemy. I've never once seen Sailor Moon really, really, really
go
struggle.
through the grit.
Can I?
I mean, they did do a readaptation of it. I haven't seen it though. I haven't seen it. Unfortunately, I'll have to ask on that. I don't want to speak on it without me knowing because this sounds
ignorant.
Can I
ask a question though?
Go ahead.
Like now that you guys have brought that up and like the winning and all that other stuff, is Captain Planet a shonen?
No,
no,
that's an American.
No, it's not.
No, it's American.
Damn.
He said, "Damn." That's like saying if Avatar is a shonen.
I feel like it.
It's not though.
Yeah,
it's not.
But
we throw it in that like gray area category, which is like you're not, but you can still come over. You're still invited to the cookout.
The only reason I said that about Captain Planet because like when he said Sailor Moon, I was like, yo, Captain Planet had tons of fights like that. Like,
I mean, one thing if we did say if Avatar was and we did the flip with Korra, you would I would be like, okay, now this isn't the shoujo. Like she's gotten her ass whooped. She actually went through the grit and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think that honestly, they need more shows like that where it's I want
to see more women getting their ass whooped in like anime and like
they got
strong women characters. Of
Kill la Kill. They got a few things,
but it's not even a shonen.
Yeah,
it's not a shonen. But it's highly respected. I respect it.
Yeah, but I think that they need more. But anyway, if we think about things that aren't shonen, I'm trying to think of another.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really like a flat out 26 episode, show of something. You would see you wouldn't see the character development in the same way. It seemed like everyone would be kind of sort of stagnant because they don't really go through a lot. Or if they do, they go through it as like a group or it's a small point. But you never really get to see the struggles of the character like Naruto actually going through something and coming out of it.
Yeah. And I think that's what I like the most about shonens because when you're watching them go through things and they're growing up in front of you, like these are years we're talking. This isn't like, you see it in time skip, and it's not like your CW show or whatever you watch, you know what I mean, or your Netflix show where like you don't have the same type of time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And that's that type of stuff. Like that timeline that, you know, we watch them. Like, I don't know if you watch Naruto from the beginning. Like, I was 12, 13 years old when it came out.
Kill the Shonen.
Well, no. Sorry to cut you off, but I was talking to Chavez about like strong female characters, and I was like, well, Kill la Kill's one, and then we were like, would that fall under
Shonen or Shoujo or whatever,
or whatever? Because that breaks the mold.
I don't think it does, though. I don't think it does, unfortunately.
Now I'm pretty curious, but in the meantime, while he's looking up,
but I'm going to say, well, I was going to finish my point.
Okay, finish your point first.
My point was, like, if you watch Naruto from the beginning until now, you know what I mean, where he's with his son or whatever. If you don't know this and you watch anime, you failed. This ain't even a spoiler. Like, if you're at Boruto, I started that show when I was 12, 13 years old. I remember when they used to have the specials on Cartoon Network where they had the marathons and shit. And I'm here now, and it's just like when I turn on Boruto, I feel like Naruto's kid or Boruto is like my kid, or like it could be like
any of our next generation.
And it's just like I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, when I go back and I watch old episodes of Naruto, the music, everything feels right for who I am. It was my time. It was for me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with that. You know what I mean? It's what DBZ was to people who are older than me that was growing up in the 90s. You know what I mean? I was growing up in the 90s, but like I was still younger. So like DBZ and Naruto fell in the same place for me, but DBZ was basically over, and DBZ was out since the 80s. But yeah, like that right there, if you that's how Shonen feels. It just feels good because you grow with the character, and it's not just a couple of days or months, it's years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a good feeling.
Man. So you guys hit it with the realistic, and you hit it with the what was that thing you said, Trey? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I feel bad. What you said? I know he said relatable.
I was saying that shonens are shit, I forgot my point. You put me on the spot.
Freeze.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think he was saying,
I was saying that it was very there was a lot of
character
development. Yeah.
Like you can actually see that more than
more
so than like a flat show.
Kind
of like I don't know, perfect example, Big O, right? You wouldn't consider that like a shonen because it's like a big mech thing.
I hated Big O until I got older.
When you see things that when you're in the shonen mindset of
it was like
Attack on Titan,
I just watched it 'cause
you would see Dragon Ball Z stuff like that. The characters seem a lot more flatter than, like you'd be like, oh, like I'm watching this. And it seems like when you're not watching shonen, it seems like you're going through episode to episode with the character making little, like very small strides and changes. As with a shonen, you can see, like, you can really see it from episode. Like, you'd be like, whoa, this person really came a long way.
Really came a long. Nigga, first off, if you liked Kiba and Naruto, you really watch the show. You know what I mean? If you like Neji and cried with everybody else, I'm not gonna say why. You like the show, like
because you grew with everything.
You grew up with people. Like,
name another character on Big O that you gave a fuck about.
Nobody. Like,
I have no
first
idea.
off, on Big O, you know who I liked was the redhead chick, but she was an android.
But she was dry.
She was dry as shit.
Where was her character development?
There was no character development.
She's a robot.
All she did was fuck shit up.
Basically,
that's all she did. That's all I cared about. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't care about Big O. I couldn't wait until Blue Gender came on. So, Blue Gender was lit.
That basically was like that intermediate show between the shows that you really want to watch.
Yeah, like
you like
Big O.
It was the hand job.
No. Okay, so another example of like something that wasn't really shown. I mean, pseudo. I wouldn't call it a shonen, but Tenchi,
yeah.
and
Tenchi
all the
was
girls.
an in-between show. Like,
that was like a
because there were some
anything.
times where they were like, we want them to be.
That was
action.
more of a harem.
That wasn't.
But even then, you'd be like, wow, there's like no growth. Like, Tenchi, you're not growing. You're the same guy that I seen. I mean, there's some slight growth where, you were afraid of women.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, you would start in the beginning of don't touch me, and then at the end, you'd be like, okay, well, we can shake hands. Like, it was slow growth.
All right, look, I know who I'm going to pick now. It's my right hand. Leave me alone, women.
Fuck out of here, Tenchi, you gay ass.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you motherfucker dead. Like, but no,
no offense to anybody who might be homosexual. I'm just saying, like, he had too many women around him for him not to get no ass. Like, we watched that show
They
faithfully.
could have just told us. Yeah, exactly. They could have just told us because we
would've
put
been
ourselves
fine.
in a situation like, man, if I was him, man, I'm just saying,
He didn't
I'd
win.
been murdered.
I think anybody who watches a harem and then they watch how niggas start to have nosebleeds and run away from the girls, they piss them off. Because like
Tenchi didn't have like one nosebleed. Can you remember one?
you,
That nigga also didn't have a belly button.
No, he didn't.
You would think he would have had
Anime
nosebleed.
sins. Ding.
Tenchi's dad and his granddad, they constantly got nosebleeds and they would turn red and they'd be like, "Whoa!"
And I'm trying to figure out how they had them. How you
Since
get
you sucking them toes, right? Let's say granddad
I'm
gonna show
gonna
you.
make that an episode where it was like, "Yo, what Tenchi girl would you pick?"
Oh my
Oh,
god.
fuck yeah!
All right, well, I already know which one you picked because I took a picture with
Which
you. You was
one?
mad as shit. We ain't gonna say. We
Lil
ain't
Woo
gonna say.
Shoe,
All right,
baby.
what is that?
Lil Woo Shoe.
Nigga, you couldn't wait. You couldn't.
I know. You said the name wrong too.
Oh my.
You said Wushu. You mean Washu?
Nigga, woo shoo, woo hoo. I'm down for it.
Waboo. Say that. Anyway,
My bad, I couldn't help myself.
so we got your 2 viewpoints on why you think shonens are popular, and here is mine. I say it's because next time on Dragon Ball, the JoJo Joint to be continued. But no,
And that was the R&R podcast.
But no, on some real shit though, like so obviously you said the character development. You said it's relatable. I actually just think, on my behalf, it's because it has a little bit of everything. Like it has every type of genre that you would like in there if you want it. So it gravitates because, you know, if you want to go see a romantic anime, you want to see a harem anime, you want to see a horror anime, those are particularly maybe 1 to 2 different subcategories, and that's it. Maybe 3 if you're lucky.
Horror
But a shonen has the drama, it has the romance, it has the action, it has the thriller, it has the comedy, it has so much different variations that everybody who watches them, or even people who don't really know much about anime, can get into it because of such and such is romance, or such and such jokes, or such and such such and such is like, you know, actions and stuff like that, or the fight scenes, or how people get murdered because there's some sickos in this world. But I in my belief for it is I just believe, like, so if, like, what's a couple of shonens that I know where it is, like, I know Hunter x Hunter, of course. Hunter x Hunter. I'm not gonna spoil stuff on that. But if you watched it, or you feel like watching it, it's a shonen anime that definitely, you know, if you, first and foremost, if you like Yu Yu Hakusho, nigga, you should watch that, because guess what's the name of the creator. But the main thing is that you see a character develop over time from being just a kid living his best life, and developing into what he is now. On top of that, meeting new people and being thrown into situations that a kid goes through, as well as what an adult goes through. It's crazy. It's crazy because it's something where it's like, if you want to watch it based purely on action, you found the anime. If you want to watch it based off of funny moments, it has funny moments. Not all the time, but it has funny moments. If you want to have drama involved, if you want to have the feels, then it has that too. Like, it has so much options for anybody who's new to anime, that's new to, you know, what's going on in the community, or also who people who, you know, just like to watch it in general. It just has so much options, you know, and that's just how I feel. Is that it's like having your cake and eating it too. Like, essentially, like, why sit there and eat vegetables when you can have steak, vegetables, fucking ice cream, cocaine, you know, just
all you can eat buffet.
Exactly.
Shonens are the perfect gateway drug to get people into anime.
Can I say this though?
Shonen's a gateway drug.
Name of the episode. But I'm gonna say this: Hunter x Hunter. If you guys decide to watch it, like I said, no spoilers, of course.
I will kill you.
I would never. Go into it with an open mind. Just go ahead and jump straight to 2011. You're gonna waste your time if you do the other one.
No, you won't. Yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Get high off of Shonen.
I'm gonna say this much: go into it with an open mind, and understand that the writer does everything in his power to hurt your feelings of the show. So enjoy it. It's a good shonen. And to top that off, they are going to actually be finishing up the guy who writes it, is feeling a lot better. He's
Yay.
doing a lot more with his health, but he's actually going to start. He's going to finish the writing for it, and he's going to let somebody else draw it.
Okay.
So there also the first new adaptation of anime that popped up recently for it was because they're dropping a game for it on. I think it's supposed to be like the one season.
Oh wait, let me guess. Namco Bandai.
Maybe I think so, but it's a phone game.
Naruto system?
No. It's a phone game.
You're gonna hear me complain about that to the
that.
day I die.
It's a phone game. It's a phone game.
Oh, okay.
It's a phone game, but
Okay.
it plays like I think kind of like their.
Just give me a fucking anime Smash Brothers. How hard is it to get an anime
Well,
Smash
already got
Brothers?
it.
Yeah, they did it.
What
We
is
got
it?
it. Remember we got on the DS.
I don't want it on the
Ultimate
DS. I want it on the. I will buy a Switch the next fucking
Dude,
day.
the licensing will be crazy.
I don't give a fuck. I will buy it. Funimation and Crunchyroll. How about y'all niggas get a motherfucking developer? You got the licenses. Y'all got the licenses, my nigga. Y'all got the properties. Make it happen, Captain. I would love to see a Smash Bros. Anime. That be the shit. Like,
It'd be called Funimation Smash or Funimation Crossmation. You'd be like, oh, you got Yusuke.
Yusuke versus fucking, I don't know,
Yugi.
Yeah, Yugi essentially pulling out the heart of the cards. And, yeah,
He'd be like
cards, nigga.
He'd be like this. He'd be like Spirit Gun, and then fucking Yugi be like, he'd be like, hand the Spirit Fate, nigga, smack that nigga, or Spirit Gun, Spirit Bomb, bitch.
Exactly. my bomb.
My bread.
my Brad. But yeah. So obviously shonens are popular, and and they're great. If you haven't obviously watched an anime, then you've been under a rock, because obviously a lot of people nowadays watch anime, and if you don't watch anime, you have no character development in your real life.
Right.
But
Facts, B.
but
Facts.
if you don't know much about anime, at the very least, what we can do is we can kind of provide you, I guess I ain't gonna say a list because this ain't gonna be a list, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually name like an anime series that's kind of like overhyped or that left us unsatisfied. I'm pretty sure as avid watchers as us three are, we've came across several that will make us be like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, but it has like a cult following, or people like it's a must watch.
I got some, and it's gonna hurt for me to say mine, but I have to understand where it is. And it's gonna have to stay there.
But yeah, well, I mean, shit, Chavez been starting it off the entire time. Kick it off.
Yeah, want me to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. So as we all know, my initial pick for this, we talked about it, was Black Clover. But I'm gonna really hit y'all with something. I'm gonna hit you with something that's like you're gonna be like, well, damn, like I wasn't expecting that. Soul Eater.
Whoo-wee!
That hurts.
Damn, you took my list, nigga.
Soul Eater hurts so much, and without spoilers, of course. Friendship does not get the job done all the time, and that's all I'm gonna say. Secondly, I'm gonna say more. It's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. Depending on what word you use, it could be a spoiler.
You don't draw me in for 50 some odd episodes, and then on the last two let me down. That's why it's a letdown. It's one of the biggest letdowns for me, because you, like, most people be like, oh, what you bitching for? I mean, overall you got a nice amount of anime and this and that, and I'm like, yes, but it has so much potential that for you to kill it in an episode or two. Very similar to another anime that is actually somebody here's very favorite anime. It's my homies. I'm not gonna say it because I'm pretty sure he's gonna say it. He looking at me like he looked up for his phone. He has the face of like of disgust. You ever come in and everybody got A's, and then you get your parent your report card, and they looking at you like, why?
Why would you do this to me?
But I'm gonna say this. Yeah, that's my pick, and it hurt me. It hurt me dearly because I know the manga's the shit. Not anymore. I from what I know. But. So Trey, I'm gonna let Roland go last because he's the biggest on this subject. But
man, what you talking about?
Trey, I think I know what you're gonna pick, and because I almost said it, but I'm not gonna say it because
I want you to say it
because it is a
say
huge
my
letdown.
name.
It is a huge letdown, especially at the end.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, if you pick the one I'm thinking that you're gonna pick.
I don't think I'm picking the one that you think I'm gonna pick.
Oh, okay, because that one was a letdown. overall it was good, but it was still let down. At the end.
Mine, and I mean, I tried to really get into it, but the second season just killed me. Is Sword Art Online.
Ooh.
That's not the one I thought he was gonna pick.
That was a big. What year was it? 2012, when everyone was like hyping it up, like, "Oh, this is the best anime
Yes,
in the
it
world."
was.
Like, this is the
It
best
was.
thing.
It was.
Like, everyone come watch Sword Art Online. Is the best thing, and it.
Season 2 it turned into a chick flick real fast.
But even in season
Yeah,
1,
that's how they sucker to sin.
the pacing. Even in season 1, to me, the pacing was just off. Like,
Yeah.
things were just happening too fast. They had slow parts where you didn't want slow parts.
It was like a better.
Hey, I
dot
gotta get he was like, hey, we gotta get to this dungeon floor. And then they're making a plan, and that takes an entire episode. But then when they go and fight the boss, that takes like no time. And then next thing you know, next episode, they made their way up way further than what they were gonna talk about and all this other stuff. To me, the pacing was just off, even on the first season. And then just getting into the second season, like, that was shit. Going in the Elven world and
He said that was shit.
going in the Elven world and trying to save your girl and stuff that, you supposedly had virtual sex with. Like, it just, there
Virtual
was
sex.
so many things that everyone was hyping it up about that I went in with an open mind, like, oh, this is cool. The concept was cool. The setup was amazing. I think the execution was just
It was
poor.
like a better dot hack, but like with like chick flick elements. I think that's what ruined it for me.
The pace, like, they had me in the first few
Don't get us wrong.
episodes.
We do enjoy, romance a little bit, but
We
you know,
like
I
some
mean,
mo-
but that
I like emotional
twist,
stuff.
like it like complete 180'd into it had. All right,
And
now
then he was cheating,
now
and then he had a kid with somebody else. I'm like,
Like, so-
when
so-
the fuck did this happen?
so-
Yes, that was a spoiler, guys. I don't give a fuck.
damn man, it was supposed to be spoiler free, man.
I'm sorry,
God
that part
damn.
right there. I just had to say it. It
Oh
pissed
my
me
god.
off.
Anyway, man. Sorry about that. Downvote this nigga. His name's Chavez Laguerre on Facebook. but no, like my gripe was, and here's the thing, I never finished that anime. I just stopped.
You were
I
smart.
just
Me
stopped
too. You were
watching.
smart.
After
You
the 14th
yeah, you
episode,
should've
I just
stopped.
stopped.
Yep.
And there's reasons why.
It's
It's
smart.
mainly because I don't like spoilers. And I was on the bus and somebody decided to say, hey, at the end, this happens. And I was like, wow, I don't want to watch it no more. There's two people in this world, and there's people like me who don't want to watch spoilers, and there's people who do, and they don't mind it. But my main gripe is that, and here's the thing, it came out throughout a pivotal time where another anime came out, which was Log Horizon.
Yep.
Log Horizon
Oh, yeah.
did what Sword Art Online should have done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it had such a vast
I haven't heard that in a
vast option, and I still love Log Horizon. Actually, I love that anime.
It got,
It has such a-
shadowed by.
They got shadowed by the Sword Art
Mhm.
Online, fan base, and so thus, maybe 50
You
episodes
put women
in.
as your fan base. I'm telling you right now, Sword Art Online was the Drake of fucking anime. Like, it showed up, fucking it drawed us in because we was able to relate, and then it was like, I'm for the
was
ladies,
one of
and
those
everybody was like,
dating
oh.
It was literally
It was like a
Scorpion.
dating-
It was a Scorpion anime.
It was
Get
like a
over
dating
it.
simulator. They introduced
I get
so
over here,
many
nigga. That
female
Scorpion
characters.
like album, nigga. Like the first
Oh,
half
like
was like
Scorpion. Oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
us,
yeah.
and the second half was for the soft niggas.
You right. You right.
But no, so like I was saying on my genre, it was just like, it was like, all right, like you had so many options. You had options on where to go. You had options on what to do with the character development, and it was a vast world where you were bringing new characters in. It was great.
Right.
But then you narrowed down the story to focus on just two people. And I think once
Yeah,
you,
yeah, that
and I
was
think
trash.
that's,
You
I
should've
think
built-
that's
they
when that
should've built
happened.
upon the world
They
more.
should have built, yeah, they should have
Mhm.
built it up together where you enter. I'm not saying you can't focus in on people, but you like how they completely turned into Twilight. Like it was just, these are the two people. They're the main two people. They're the only people you need to care about. What about this character that was here? Oh, we're just gonna kill them all.
You want to know? You want to know?
Yeah, what about his friend?
You
What
wanna know
about
that-
your friend that was doing the beta with you?
Yo,
Like, you just
I completely
bypassed
forgot about him.
everybody.
Exactly.
The
Like
only-
you had that nigga for one episode and he disappeared, gone by.
Yep.
Yo, I'm gonna say this much: the only time that shit works, you focus around just two people, and even this show didn't technically do that 100%. Was Inuyasha?
Oh, was that what you were gonna say?
No, hell no. I'm gonna tell you what the fuck show I was gonna say.
Oh.
And I love this anime clean up until the 4th season.
What?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh no,
Facts.
That's true. That's true on everything. I'm not
like-
mad on that because
Yeah.
the creator he wanted
He wanted to kill
it
it
out.
off, yeah.
So like
Yeah, like that's the only thing. Like
it should have stopped on the
third season.
Yeah.
Like once you hit third season, if you guys decide to watch that, continue. Don't watch season 4. I mean,
So-
if you want to, just to do
So
it.
my
you
thing
can.
is on Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't think Yu Yu Hakusho is overhyped because it's not. To me, I don't see people talking about Yu Yu Hakusho and putting it up there like as one of the greats. I think people know that season was trash, and people don't really like.
I always thought. Well, I mean, cult classics are always, if it's a cult classic or just a classic in general, like Yu Yu Hakusho is. In my mind, it's not as overly hyped, but it has so much respect that if I say like, you know what I mean. But I feel you. But Soul Eater was overly hyped, and then
And Sword Art
Film.
Online, like that was just. And so I guess we want to figure out what yours is, Roland.
yeah, what is yours, bro?
All right, well, listen, there's a couple of them. I'm just going to run the list real quick. So, just kickstarting this off. Yeah, I don't got a list. I'm just going to just say what's on my mind. All right, so start with one. Parasite the Maximum. I thought that anime was the shit. Didn't much like the ending.
Wasn't that based off of a really old?
Yeah, old manga back in like the
Yep.
80s or some shit like
Mhm.
that. Which, by all means, it's a good anime, and I definitely recommend watching it. But I was just left unsatisfied on how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a little bit. I think it's because it was different.
Mm-hmm.
I always like my thriller horror things, or it is because that genre just doesn't really exist as much within the anime realms. Will say though, it was okay. Like, it was good, and then it was okay. Then they did some dumb shit. I'm not gonna go into details. You can watch it, and then I was just like, well, what the fuck? But it is a field trip, though. You will be like, oh shit. Like, so you definitely gonna be shocked from time to time what happens, but like, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad because I can't remember the name of another anime right now. No, I liked another. I liked another.
While you wait, I got it like a toss in. I mean, this isn't like
Honorable
what I'm
mention?
gonna say, but it's an honorable mention for me,
Dishonorable.
and I'm gonna get killed for this.
Dishonorable.
And it's overhyped, but that ending to me was utter trash or not well thought of.
But don't say it out loud.
Oh, I'm gonna say it, and everyone's gonna hate me for this.
Okay, go ahead.
Naruto Shippuden. That ending of them fighting the Omega.
Too much.
That them fighting that Omega boss, because there's always going to be a boss at the end of a shonen,
Yeah.
was dissatisfying.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
It wasn't even that.
I think it was the build up of them
It wasn't even that Omega
introducing-
boss
Hold on,
that
hold
killed me.
on.
We gotta go in the realms now. Hold on.
No, I fuck what he's saying. I agree.
But
I agree.
I'm just saying,
I agree,
like,
but I will say this: that you know why it fell. I'm just saying this out loud now. It's something that we said earlier. It fell because of fan service. What can I do to make sure my fans are still happy with? I knew what your original fucking ending was. I knew where you should have went. It should have ended the way you originally wanted to. Not what the fuck we was saying. Oh, I don't want this person to go. Oh, I want them to be friends.
you know, one of our closest friends, you know, and I love him to death. My friend Billy would argue me down for saying this, but I think it left me.
Probably calling you right now. This
It
shit
left
calling
me
you right now.
unsatisfied for something that I've been waiting, you know,
Since you were
like
12, 13 years
exactly of the original, and then going into that, I was unsatisfied. Like, I didn't want it to go out, and that's my personal feeling.
I respect it for where it is. I respect it, but it still was a letdown.
You had such a strong build up for it to just kind of sort of crumble. Now that, like I said, that's my honorable mention.
I really think that Naruto was built up to be like a Greek tragedy. Is that what they call it? Like a Greek tragedy in a sense. I mean, I'm not going to go into why or nothing like that, because that would ultimately submit spoilers to people who didn't watch it, which would be crazy if you didn't watch it by now. But it's all right. You know, everybody has their own time and place. But yeah, like it's supposed to be like a Greek tragedy, where like somebody, like, you know, when you get it would have been more realistic. It would have been more about life, like what happens in life. Sometimes you gotta let some things go. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't get everything that you fucking want. You know what I'm saying? You don't just leave battle with just a scar. Sometimes you lose something like forever. You know what I mean? But that's as far as I'm going with that. I agree.
Yeah,
and especially the type of world they live in. You know what I mean? He's been saying like the ninja way. That would have been the ninja way. But I'm gonna just say that
They
That
had a
shit
really
would've been- that'd
strong
been the
build up
strongest
that
fucking
everybody
story
was and then honestly, like, and another anime that did it too was Bleach. I would say to me.
Can we not talk about Bleach? Because like that hurts. Like that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But
Bleach,
no, I'm just saying. But like with antics like that, like you know, how everyone has like a list of like their top 3, their top 5, and stuff.
Yeah.
When you see endings like that, to me, it knocks them down spots. You know, like if you could have ended stronger, you know, I'm like, all right,
the way you intended it, it would've been fine.
you know, you're solidified. Like, and the perfect example is One Piece. One Piece, with all the episodes they have so many different episodes. You know, they're going. I don't even know how many they have now, but if they don't end on a strong note, they're getting knocked out. Like you can't go that long and not have a good ending. You know, and that's kind of like how I felt about Naruto.
Well, the one thing about Naruto is that the way it ended, at first I didn't like it, but then they introduced Boruto. They introduced Boruto, and then I'm like, okay, I let it slide.
I'd rather
because I know what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that because then that leads you to the other side of the spoiler. Remembered another anime just now. Listen, man, I can go on forever, but I won't. I just got a couple things that are just gonna pop in my head, and I'll talk about it sometime down the road if I add any additional shit. King's Game. You guys don't know about that, which is basically, it's basically, so there's a game in Japan called King's Game where basically there's like people grab sticks, and on a stick somebody gets the word king, and they get to command and make a rule or some shit, and people gotta follow that rule or they face a penalty.
Shit sounds sick already.
Yes. So in the anime, the once again, not going to spoil too much, but I'm gonna tell the synopsis. In the anime, it's basically like Bull goes to a new school. He played the King's Game. He survived. He survived the first King's Game, but the King's Game followed that nigga, and so he had to play the King's Game again. And unfortunately, this King's Game isn't like hey, go kiss this person. Hey, no, this King's Game is like you must
jump in front of a car and hope you don't die.
No, real shit. Like, it's like stuff like that. Like, it's legit. Like, they'll be like, you need to break, it was like, you need to break 4 of your fingers, or face a penalty of, being choked the fuck out or some shit.
This out here now, rolling like some gritty shit. So
cause, like I say, man, like, I really do enjoy my sick shit. I really do. I love my sick shit, yo. I ain't gonna front. Cause it's like, I don't get that. I don't get it often, so I need it.
I hate them sick Jones. People be losing their fingernails. They're like, they make the weird faces and the teeth fall out, and I'd be like, no.
But like the thing was, and it's crazy because it has like some live, it's been out for a minute. It has like 5 different installments. And it was pretty good. It started off really strong. I mean, I seen some shit, bro. Like, but here they go. They made the most complicated plot ever. My nigga, I mean, this shit got the alternate universe type of plot.
Oh, no.
And I was like, bro, come on, man. And the way it ended, I was like, come on, man. And I was like, just putting yourself in situations, y'all niggas is stupid. I mean, by all means, they really hadn't had much choice. But like the whole idea of how the game manifested and how it mutated was the fucking dumbest shit ever. And obviously, I really want to go into detail, but I'm not going to because, I don't try to bash it. These are still good animes you should watch. But just don't be like, because people are probably like, yo, man, King Game is hot. Like, this shit's hot, bro. Like, or you need to check this out because it's hot. It's just overhyped. It's overhyped, and I just don't like it.
I will say this. Everything that we've talked about, it doesn't let you down into the end.
Yeah.
But here's my one that no one will see coming. Mm-hmm. My one that no one will see coming.
He gonna say Dragon Ball Z, we fighting him.
I will say the first installment of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes!
Yes, I agree.
I am the biggest Full Metal Alchemist fan.
Yes.
I love that shit to death. Love it to death. Got tattooed on my chest, my nigga.
03 Full Metal Alchemist is boo-boo.
But
straight boo-boo.
It is
I don't know why
the first installment is so overhyped. It's good, and then it just completely fucking go left.
Our friend would fight you over that too, because he loves the first installment.
I guess he fighting me. I tell people to watch the first one so they appreciate the second one.
Yes.
You must. Here's the thing: you got to watch the first one so you can appreciate the second installment, because the second installment nails it on the hammer every fucking time.
AKA me, and the entire show. I'm not gonna say the name, of course, but I die in both, so it's all right.
This nigga to spoil it, but then try to finesse it. I'm a character on there that's gonna die. You figure out who it is. Like stay tuned.
Detective Conan.
Oh my God.
If you see
I don't
this
know
picture,
why they tried to end it. I mean, maybe because she was taking too long with the manga, and then they just said, "All right, well,
Maybe-
we just want to just end this up," and then
I don't really know much about
because
why
it gets
was.
to a certain point where it's the same.
And then
and
it
then it
deviates.
tapers off.
it
deviates.
tapers off. No, I think it did that because all right,
That's where she was at.
She
with the
wasn't done
manga.
yet. She wasn't done.
She
Well,
wasn't done.
one, she wasn't done, and then what a lot of these animes do, especially still to today, nothing really stays near the manga. What they do is when it's anime time,
Mhm.
I mean they're catching up, they're getting better at this.
Yeah.
But when it's anime time, what they do is they go, oh, you know what? We can make our own thing. Like for instance, all of Dragon Ball Super, the anime was completely ahead of the manga. The anime was its own adaptation, right?
Yeah.
And what they're doing is with the manga, they're going back and refining things. Things that didn't make sense in anime and shit like that, they're going back and they're doing their own thing.
Well, I feel like that's different. I feel like in Dragon Ball
But
Super,
that's what they were doing with
have
that.
but that's on the opposite side. So on that side, Akira Toriyama and their whole writing team, they're at the helm of it, and they're also at the helm of the manga, but they can refine things. On the opposite side of it, she wasn't done, and then that's just the animation studio, like not with
Being
her
extra,
involvement.
yeah.
They said, "Hey, we're gonna take this. We're just gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna
make
wrap
this
up
movie."
our own variation of
Like,
it.
it's different
and
if-
you could definitely tell the difference in the plot and the direction that they were going.
Nigga, the people that people were with later, if you know what I mean, if you're watching it, none of that shit made sense.
No,
Not
No.
I could go on.
Listen,
I can't.
man.
I can't.
no. The first one you can appreciate it for its time and beginning it, but when it tapers off, you can tell.
It showed up during the fucking
Like
Renaissance
once
anime.
they introduced the other sin,
Yeah.
that's when that shit was just. I was like,
you can tell
and,
they started
I was like,
pulling
and
stuff
here we go.
They started pulling stuff out of their like asses like crazy.
They-
When you say pulling shit out their ass, I just think of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like motherfuckers have a conversation when they don't got nobody.
You know what the funny thing is?
Is
Is that he wrote that by saying bizarre because he wanted to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I'm gonna pull shit out my ass. You gonna like it because it's bizarre.
if you want something that's not gonna let you down or some real shit, I'm just gonna give you one.
you're gonna
I'm
give-
gonna give you one recommendation. Something that's not gonna let you down. I guess I could say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is honestly,
it doesn't. Let
and
you down.
don't get me wrong, it does have some weird quirks and tastes that you gotta have to it. You might think it's a little extra at first, but you grow to love
it's
it.
very extra.
It's very extra.
It's
Like
flamboyant and extra.
it's flamboyant, but like they're flamboyant about the funniest of things. Like dudes be lifting, like dude be like lifting, like like something. He'd be like, "Let me show you this," like, and they just be like, "Why you do that?" And then he's the most manliest man that you would ever see.
But yeah, the one I recommend is Gangster. Made by the studios of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. If you like that type of illustration,
Yes.
you like the way the how they handle the way of plot progression. It's really short. It's only like 13 episodes. Kind of ends on a cliffhanger, unfortunately. By the time the studio kind of went bankrupt in a way, or
I
some
wish
shit
they
like
never
that.
did, yo. Because
They had a lot of hitters on there, and I honestly think that anime was really good. Like I say, it covers a lot of topics. It had these two people who were close friends. One dude was deaf. The other dude was like some former rich dude or some shit like that, or it is. I'm kind of letting a little bit of plot out a bit, but it's basically a brotherhood of two people that's basically trying to just like kind of like just to get by. Like, they're just doing things just to get by, and it's actually a really good plot. I just recommend that. It's not hard to digest. It's not like some 150 episode series or 26 episodes if you don't got the time. Just something that's kind of on the go that you was like, oh, I like this. I definitely recommend that. But we got kind of far. Definitely
Throwing in one more Gantz. Watch Gantz.
Oh
All right,
my
bye.
god, this nigga! I gotta get the last word. Yeah, it's like
I love Gantz.
But yeah, other than that, it is. I mean, I think that we covered a lot of bases. We talked about why Crunchyroll should get their shit together. Talk about why you can get high off of shonens and
Shonen's a gateway.
Shonen's gateway, and we gave you a bunch of fucking animes that I think not bad animes. Again, make sure we say this is not bad animes.
They just know how
They
to
just-
hurt you. They know how to fuck you over.
They
It's
just
like,
they just leave you unsaid. It's kind of like if you just can't get that nut. You know what I mean. Like you like, man, I really want to bust this nut, but I can't get it.
You finally messing with somebody you think is like you've been plotting. They look good, and you get back and they can't have sex very well, and you gotta
Yeah.
masturbate so you can actually get your shit off. That's
It's
what
like
these
that.
animes
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like it looked good on paper or behind the clothes. Let me stop. But yeah, other than that, man, we're glad we're back, and we'll be producing more content next week, I believe.
We have a special treat for you next week.
Yeah, we'll have a special treat, and
Os!
these are us. But yeah, we have Chavez, Trey, and us signing off.
Os!